with the Grace Down Podcast. I'm Jonas.
And I'm TNT Dynamite, the explosive one. And we have a very special guest with us today. We got the lovely Mr. X.
I'm here. Good to be back.
Mr.
Hey,
X.
and I forgot. I remembered. I want to congratulate you guys on your 1,000th episode last week. I was listening to that. I was like, "Hey, 1,000 episodes. That's
You've
a lot
been
of
part
stuff."
of that. Like
I was part of it. I was
20 of
mentioned
those
in that
like
episode.
20 episodes.
Yeah. How about that? So,
Appreciate it, man.
congratulations. That's a lot of hard work.
We
there.
couldn't have done it without you.
A lot of sausage
We
making
definitely
goes on to
couldn't have
this.
done it without
The
you.
hours and hours of prep that goes into this podcast.
True, you don't
like,
even know. You just see
I
my
don't.
notebook collection.
No, I know. Like the whole. Y'all have a whole third bedroom in here that's just full of like
Stop
Jonas's
it.
notes.
Just notes and transcripts.
That's
Yeah,
right.
literally.
Ideas, like idea boards. and
we don't
stuff.
even have to pay the scribe anymore. They do it for free.
Yeah, they're just so happy to be here. So, yeah.
I was watching online, and TMZ released a video, and I think it's TMZ's putting it out, or someone's putting it out.
TMZ's my cousin, by the way.
Oh yeah,
TNT's cousin TMZ.
yeah, exactly. It's called Fifth Plane 9/11. So it's coming out
What?
that there's an idea that there was supposed to be a fifth plane on September 11th, in addition to the 4 that were hijacked and crashed.
Yeah.
The concept is primarily associated with the United Airlines Flight 23, which was scheduled to depart from JFK in New York to Los Angeles. It ended up getting delayed, and they said they have all these flight attendants and like whatever. So like supposedly, and this is all conjecture, but like they were talking about how there was like certain passengers of certain descents that were very agitated when the flight was delayed. There was a guy who was like sitting there like sweating profusely, like almost for no reason, and and then after they evacuated everyone, they discovered like the floor hatch to the electronics department was opened in the flight for some reason.
Okay.
But so they're gonna have a mini series about it. Like obviously the plane never took off for whatever reason, or was delayed and then didn't take off because the other planes had started crashing or like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess like at this point it's like, why now? Is my question. Like, where did this come from all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's been a minute since that. We're about to hit the 25th anniversary of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. The FBI has already done their research. They don't need the information anymore.
Right.
So one plane crashed into like a field, right?
Yep, that's one
Yeah,
that got taken over.
because supposedly like passengers like took it over and it crashed because
Yeah.
they couldn't fly the plane.
Yeah, they
One
crashed it.
crashed into the Pentagon?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was the conjecture is that was actually supposed to hit the White House.
Okay.
Yeah.
But because of the way it
Or
came,
the one that crashed in the field was supposed to
that
blow
was
up.
so the theory I believe I heard was the one that hit the field was the one supposed to hit the Capitol dome, and the one that hit the Pentagon. The reason it kind of was like the Pentagon of all things you would hit, like why that, like that's not as big a statement, right? But I saw this was a long time ago, but they were talking about how flying the direction it was flying into D.C., it's very difficult to see the White House, which is only 2 stories tall. It's very difficult to see the White House from the ground. And so it would have gone over the White House and then hit the Pentagon would have been kind of the next thing it could hit.
Oh, and that's way bigger.
Well, it's bigger, and it was like, oh, there it is. It's easy to spot from the air.
Yeah.
Versus like the Washington Monument is like a little pencil. It'd be hard to see at that speed.
Yeah.
And
makes
they
sense.
probably missed these. There was some theory that they missed the White House and then hit the Pentagon as the second
Makes
target.
sense. And then then the 2 at the
And then,
2 at the towers. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I guess like. It was, and my original thought was like, what does it really matter? But I guess like it does matter because if there was 5 hijackers on that plane, they got off that plane and they're still alive and out there and doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And that's why I think that this information coming out means that the FBI has already done their research and they might be prosecuted. These people might already be in Guantanamo,
or they have an idea of who they might be, and they can like after they talk about it, they can release like, have you seen this boy? Like photos and like try to.
I feel like the way things, I don't know if y'all were here. We were all around then.
Yeah.
And I remember the country right then was shut down. You couldn't go anywhere, do
No.
anything.
No.
And I feel like if those dudes were really like, I don't know if they would have been on them fast enough, maybe even so, but some would tell me that if those dudes if that was really a thing, those dudes were in Gitmo pretty quick. because they would have hunted him down, I think.
Yeah, especially with like all the information. Like we don't know if any of that's like third party or if that's like it's like hard to tell. But everybody that gets on a plane is highly documented.
Well,
so it's
It
Not
is
back
now.
then.
It wasn't then.
Yeah.
That was kind of the whole point, right? But that's why all this stuff came
like
from.
they kept like track of like who got on a plane. We still had
Not
we had
really.
credit cards,
but
back
they
then.
didn't. But they didn't like track people.
But
like
you
they do
you
now.
could go up back then and buy a ticket with cash, and they'd be like, okay, head on. Like
Yeah,
now
I mean,
you
it
can't.
It was
do
like
that.
going to like the train depot.
Yeah, it was
like
like,
getting a
I'd
bus?
like you'd walk up to the counter. I want a ticket to wherever. Okay, here you go. Here's your ticket.
What's your
Listen,
name? John Smith.
Head on through security. And
Yeah.
and
That's
remember those were the
crazy,
days. If you remember, you used to just be able to just go through security.
Yeah, you just walked through and they like you didn't. They didn't make you take anything off. Like you like because I remember like my mom would fly and like we would go wait for her at the gate to come out.
Yeah, because
Like,
anyone could go through. They just did a check if you went by there, and you had to put your stuff through.
they're
the,
basically looking for a gun. Is
Yeah,
what that's
they-
it. That's all they were
exactly,
looking for was a gun.
exactly.
I guess I never rode a plane till after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
was
a
different.
very different experience.
Yeah, I didn't ride a lot of planes, but I'm old enough to remember. Like it wasn't. It was easy. You just walk in. I mean, they were saying it wasn't closed. You didn't have to have a ticket to get past security back then. So
Yeah, you just
yeah,
basically
it was a lot less. You know, they didn't really. They knew names. All they knew was your name. I mean, I don't even know if you needed an ID to fly back then. I don't think you did.
I don't
I
think
know you
so.
needed a passport still.
Well, to
Passports
go
were
into
still a
another
thing.
country, you needed a passport. But to fly from like here to Denver, you wouldn't need one.
Yeah, it was very lax. Like yeah, it was very lax.
So they never used to take your ID. Like now they take your ID and run it through a machine.
Oh, now,
and
yeah, no,
everything.
Well, now they take your picture for facial recognition too.
Yep.
yeah.
Facial
well,
recognition. They got
Yeah.
the ID.
There's a bunch
scanner.
of cameras and stuff.
Yeah,
And I've got all
I mean,
my.
like when you hand them your boarding pass to go through security, they take your photo and they're like, "This will be used for facial recognition." Like,
Are you?
they just
Do you
say-
guys have TSA
Pre-check?
stuff? Yeah, pre-check
No,
or
I
global
don't.
entry into that.
No.
So, like, I don't. I do. I've got them all, and
Oh, like clear and all
Clear.
that stuff.
I don't have clear. Like, I don't see the point in clear, but
Not anymore.
That's a different podcast.
Everybody has clear.
Well, yeah,
now.
it's like that line's always as long as the other one. I'm like, why would I go over there and pay money
Everybody
for
has
it?
clear now.
But no, now you don't even hand them a boarding pass. You just all I do is hand them my driver's license.
Yeah.
And they know I'm on the plane. They know I'm supposed to be traveling that day, so it lets me through.
Oh, when you do the pre-check,
Yeah.
because it just makes the line shorter. You still have to like go through a security scan and all
You
that.
do,
right?
but you don't have to take your shoes off. There are a lot. You go through a metal detector instead of the scanner.
Oh, gotcha.
Like you don't have to go through the scanner anymore. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
tricky.
Oh
If
my
you're-
God! Did I
if
tell
you're-
y'all
What's that?
about the guy getting all up in my crotch at the fucking airport? Did I tell you about this?
Yeah, and he wasn't even a security guy. He was just
Yeah. Have I told this story on the
No.
podcast?
No, happy Pride though. So
Yeah,
let's
Pride
get it.
Month.
So-
Let's get it.
So every time I go through it, it always dings, and they have to like use a wand on me.
Jonas's big
So-
knocker just flopping around.
So they, yeah, right.
A
So-
wand
Like,
and you
yeah,
are on
that's
you.
clearly a weapon
And,
he has hidden in there. So we got to get it.
So when I was the last time I flew, I think it was for a work trip. I went through, and they were like, "Hey, come here. We need to scan you." And he turned around, he pointed at the screen. He's like, "Do you see where it says I have to touch you?" And it looked there was a big X on the crotch of like the little man on the screen.
What the
And I
hell?
was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you want to go back to a room or do you want to do it right here?" And I was like, "Nah, bro, I'll do it right here."
Wait, bro,
Everybody.
hold the fuck on.
Bill,
You don't come up to me and ask me if I want to do it in a room or if I want to do it right here.
I was like,
The hell?
I was like,
Jonas got the old scanning tug instead of the
And-
rubbing
and-
tug.
and-
Bro, that's way too
It
aggressive.
was
You
lit-
can't talk
he
to me
literally
like that.
said, he's like, "Do you want to do it out here? Or do you want to go in a room?" And I was like, "You can do it right here, man." So like I stood there, a big old smile on my face. He had to like rub his. He literally took his hand like flat and like took it up my thigh, it slammed it into my fucking crotch next to like my balls, like and like did the other stuff.
they-
I was like, "Bro, you are really aggressive with what you're doing. I don't have a gun. Like, chill the fuck
Yeah,
out."
that happened to me. That exact same thing happened to me. And yeah, they're aggressive.
my
and they're
God.
they're slapping your dong around a little
They're
bit.
literally
and
like,
it's like
"Boo!"
boink, boink, boink. I'm like, hey, yo, really? Like
Yo.
it ain't there. Like,
Yeah.
why are you
It
still
was-
looking?
It was
No.
wild.
Tell your stories,
Like,
King.
you shake it more than
Tell
once.
your stories.
Shake it more than
Yeah,
once, and
and-
you're playing
and
with
then,
it.
This is problematic behavior, and you King shouldn't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
mean-
That's right. I
That's
shouldn't. I
sad.
shouldn't have to get tugged at the airport.
It was wild. I was just like, but I was like, no, you can do it in front of everybody.
Did he?
That's what I said to him. I was like, you can do it in front of everybody, bro. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Yo, fam, did he tell you to make a sandwich after he was
He
done?
was like, "Do you want ham or turkey, bro? I'll be right back."
Nah, he tells you to make a sandwich.
Oh,
Now go make me a sandwich.
So yeah, it's wild. They get all up in there, and I was like, God damn, okay. So, anyways,
man.
airport security.
I'm sorry about your guys' experience, and we shouldn't make jokes about your experiences.
But I feel like
I'm the victim here.
But
okay?
I was like, whatever, dude. But like, I can see why people are like, TSA like went too far with me.
Yeah.
Like, because it was aggressive. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, oh goddamn, okay.
It was more than I was expecting when he did it. I was like, whoa, easy, Tiger.
Yeah, right.
I said that. I was like, easy, Tiger.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I'm going to make it weird for you.
I only got one weapon, if you know what I'm saying.
That's right.
You guys are so brave.
Anyways.
Anyways, what you can't see at home is TNT's on the internet right now booking plane
He's
tickets.
booking one every day.
Yeah, just-
He's gonna put quarters in his pocket just so he
That's
can
right. Till it happens.
Just booking flights to the same airport.
Yeah, I go from Austin to Austin. They're like, what? Anyways, that's all the time we have for today's episode. Go to crazytown.com and subscribe for Jonas.
TNT and
Mr. X.
We up.